some research on aliens and like Area 51, and when I went to type in, did people really storm Area 51, that whole thing back in 2019, I typed in did people, the first thing that popped up was eat mummies. And I was like, whoa, did they? Mummia was a medicinal substance created from mummified bodies, and it was very popular in the 16th and 17th century. It was consumed for centuries by both the rich and the poor. The equivalent to nowadays vitamins, people really believed in this. Many people consuming these properties in hopes for better health, even though it's claimed that it tasted awful. Mummia was available in apothecaries all around, and yes, they were made from the remains of Egyptian mummies that were brought out of their tombs. To ground up human remains and turn them into a tincture was said to be able to cure many ailments, from the bubonic plague to even headaches. The bubonic plague was one of 3 types of plagues that was caused by a bacterium called Yersinia pestis. Being exposed to this bacteria would cause flu-like symptoms, but back in the time of the bubonic plague, people couldn't handle that and were dying off rapidly. In the spring of 542, the plague arrived in Constantinople, working its way from port city to port city, just decimated. So naturally, people were bound to try to find a way to stop it. And this macabre fascination really fueled doctors and people to speculate that the nutrients or whatever inside of mummies would really help them survive. Some would even combine this mummy powder with alcohol and make chocolate. And this whole speculation led me to look back at some more unorthodox, bizarre medical treatments in history. Like in the late 19th century with milk transfusions. Milk was believed to be the perfect substitute for blood. It was thought that the fatty and oil qualities inside of milk would transform into white blood cells. And even though maybe there was a couple incidences that were qualified as successful, many resulted in death. Like, no shit. And we can't forget to mention Mrs. Winslow's soothing syrup. This was a patent medicine that was introduced in the 19th century. And it was a remedy essentially marketed to help cure the fussiness and agitation from young babies. But Winslow's recipe was very unorthodox. Concoction was formulated by alcohol, morphine, and opium. It had a color flashy advertisement and was really driven towards the families and trying to make it seem like this end-all be-all perfect remedy to help your child. They had propaganda depicting mothers holding their peaceful child resting in their arms. However, in 1911, the American Medical Association labeled it a baby killer. How many babies succumbed to the death from this medicine? I don't know. But eventually it was withdrawn from shelves in 1930. But yeah, from Europeans believing that the things inside of mummified Egyptians could help cure ailments, all the way down to these wild creations, history has really shown that no matter what, they're trying to do anything they can to help with science in the medical world. And sometimes people's desire to help out is very far-fetched and is way more deadly than it is helpful. But yeah, I hope you like this video, guys. I was just doing some weird research and led down that trail. And it was really cool to know. So if you like stuff like this, dude, let me know. Subscribe. Give me a thumber. Hit that little ding-a-ling button harassing you, telling you, hey, it's me, I'm here. And I'm gonna say it 1 time for the 1 time and 2 times for the O's. Give me a hell yeah for horror. YouTube thinks you're gonna like that video, so check it.